A whopping century and a half has passed since Boston-born engineer Florentine Ariosto-Jones frightened the life out of Swiss watchmakers by introducing modern mass production to the banks of the River Rhine. Established as far away as possible from the peeved Swiss watchmaking hub, in the German-surrounded nodule of Schaffhausen, IWC has steadfastly contributed its logical, engineer's perspective to the art of Swiss watchmaking for the last 150 years. And what better way to celebrate than with a trio of the finest watches IWC makes? While it's particularly unimpressive for a piece of modern technology to know what the date is, the ability of a mechanical watch to keep track of every single one of the 29,930 days between now and the year 2100 is astounding. Because it's not as simple as defining the length of a day, month and year. There are 4 variants of month and 2 variants of year, for example. A perpetual calendar ends up being a very complicated beast indeed. But how did we end up in this mess? Why can't time be nice and neat? As with many things, the modern calendar can be traced back to the Romans, who used the passage of the moon to determine the periods of the year. Oddly, only 10 months of 30 and 31 days were recorded, with a period of 51 days through the winter left unaccounted for. This was reformed by Julius Caesar in 46 BC by shoehorning a further 2 months to fill all 365 days of the year. Naturally, he named one after himself. The year of the swap between calendars ended up having 445 days for the recalibration and was aptly named the Year of Confusion. But a solar year has 365 and a quarter days, not 365. Thankfully, Caesar was on the ball. An extra day was added every 4 years. That's the leap year. Unfortunately, while this came close, it still wasn't perfect because, more accurately speaking, a solar year is actually 365.2425 days long. This 0.002% difference was corrected by Pope Gregory XIII, who suggested that the leap year be dropped once every century for 3 centuries out of 4. 2000 was one of those years where the leap year continued as normal. However, the leap year in 2100 will be ignored. This is why mechanical perpetual calendars are only accurate to the year 2100. As well as the ability to track this befuddling array of dates, which we'll cover in more detail in a future video, there's something particularly special about the IWC perpetual calendar. While on most calendar watches you'll see an array of hidden pushers circling the case, the IWC has none. That's because